Okay, so oh wow, this thing is live. Yeah, it's definitely time for a braid up, but this is what you look like when you finish writing a 40-page plus draft covering a consumer perspective on the global shift towards a post-blockchain state, which is something no major media outlet nor crypto enthusiast is covering. So realistically, I consider myself to be the first person to really break this story. We are probably less than an hour away from when in which I'll share it to the world. It's just gonna the article when it hits, it's gonna hit, and then you're gonna see a lot of people talking about holochain. You're gonna hear a lot of people talking about hot USD, and specifically France's economic recovery plan via PIA4, the $100 billion of life cycle funding towards a regenerative economy themed upon a post scarcity model. Flipping paradigms of old, as they themselves in the announcements from the Minister of Culture highlighting holochain itself as its own emergent technology. So, just the moment that hit the press, I definitely made sure I compiled 6 months of research because I haven't just been a holder. I am invested in multiple ecosystem projects, and I got kind of tired of people telling me what I had was worthless, and as well too, just manipulating stocks. Right now, there's going to be very little opportunity to manipulate, to bully, and intimidate uh, the blue collar worker. I'm not here to be middle peasant to nobody. And that's a reference to Mao's Little Red Book. So, for people who don't understand, I've done my work, I've encapsulated what needs to be covered, and I've contextualized what's rarely discussed. Uh, yes, I am a carpenter, and I'm also an investor in digital assets and the infrastructures that support them, that support the recovering economies that have endured during COVID's uh, impact. So, if that's something of interest to you, definitely check back here within the hour. Uh, I'm not sure if I want to post it to LinkedIn. If I do post it to LinkedIn, I'll have to change my name to my brand name, in which case it could get awkward for employers trying to, yeah, this carpenter, who's this guy with this weird crypto name? Like, but yeah, that's what I've been up to. It's something I've been very passionate about. I just got some units in from Hong Kong, so I will be offering a mentorship program, a paid mentorship program. So basically, what'll end up happening is people are gonna get paid in crypto, and from with it, what they do with it, by all means. But it's also intent to expand the network. I can do a lot on my own, no problem, no problem. But at the same time, too, I got into this for consumer advocacy and edifying new entrants to market, maturing market, and overall just growing the Canadian capacity in these spaces. We are very behind. Uh, it doesn't matter who wins the election. Nobody has a suitable plan that's based around digital infrastructure, the decluttering of infrastructure, and the alignment necessary. France is spending 100 billion. You know why they're spending 100 billion? Because that's 1/5 of the gap between the Asia Pacific and the EMA. So Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. So that gap was 520 billion. Now France is leading the way, and they're also backed by the Holy Trinity, the IMF bodies 1, 2, and 3, and there's further support for economic recovery to the tune of 650 billion euros. Again, if you want to know more about it and what HAPS or hosts are not a HAPS or yeah, the builders, which ones are open for seed investing. That's also in there too. Who's live, who's in beta, that's in there as well. And yeah, I don't know what to say, but if you see me moving to France or Vietnam or Spain, like, I still love Canada, but at what point do we start working towards a livable society, one that encourages people to pursue happiness, but as well a better quality of life, not at the detriment of said happiness. Because you can put all the bike lanes you want, but you still gotta leave the city to make it a home. So if isn't gonna be an answer, this might be one of those frontiers, those escapes that I would consider, and it's why I've made this career path. It's definitely listed as an occupation. If you ask my bank, I fought them tooth and nail for it. Digital asset analyst, fundamental researcher. So, as far as what price predictions could go, I've made it so that even my most outlandish positions of a 22-cent holochain or hot token is justified and supported. And the whole reason for it not being at the price, so right now it's at 1 cent, climbing steadily, just off a missive of one of the biggest channels. So BitBoy has like 1 million followers. You're just like, I don't really know about it. It's cool. But it just kind of, he once was invested in it 2 years ago. He's not invested in it anymore. So it's kind of like he just forgot about it. And here I am just like, hello, information is my middle name, and I'm having fun with it. So, we saw probably about a good, in terms of what our holdings were, a $200 jump just off of a missive from someone who has that many followers. Like at the time of when he had said what he said, there was like 145,000 views. So now imagine what happens when those people start looking for the information and it's actually there, and it contextualizes why there's going to be an S&P 500 event in maybe 10 to 15 years, but then expect holochain to surpass an S&P 500, and which we'll see it start to take on this Dow Jones like quality. It's a small cap now, but I see it truly being a top 5 altcoin, and possibly even, as we transcend from small caps to big caps to mega caps, I see it making that transition in a 20 years time to a mega cap. So I'm not just invested. This isn't financial advice. This is business, and don't let, other people scare you. Just do your research, and this is an example of research. And if anybody wants to discuss, particularly media, I have to change my handle. So if you see Big Black Crypto on here, I'm still the same old Edward, but I'm probably gonna have to change my name for when media come looking for me. It is what it is. So yeah, thank you kindly for watching. I hope you all have a great day. And remember, it's not about what you look like. It's about the work you do and what that work looks like. Never judge a book by its cover. You'd be surprised at what it's worth when you open up the pages. I spend so many days just in utter silence, swinging a hammer. Nobody asks me anything. There's no real depth of conversation. And it's just like, you should say hello. Don't take everybody for a dummy. You'd be surprised at how debonair they really are. Cheerio, lots of love.